everyone, this is Norman Koshnick here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnick. I'm just going to add a little intro. Okay. Do you like my intro? I want you to watch it one more time and just listen to it and watch it. All right, so have a look at it go. I'm here, of course, today in regards to the first of all, let's just go through the promo. Did you like that? It's my new promo. I just wanted to see whether you like it or not. I hope you do, because it's the promo. I can't help it. I'm going to play it one more time. Well, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnick is one of those shows that we've now broadcast some 1,400 plus videos, both live and recorded. Today we're in the mode of World Cup. As you know, we're here trying to work our way through a maze of games. We've just been to Melbourne. There's been games in Sydney and Perth, Hobart. It just seems to be one hell of a show. In fact, let's have a look at what game we're up to today. The game that's on, there's actually 3 games that I'm aware of today. The first being England versus Ireland, which is starting in about roughly 54 minutes. That's in Melbourne at the MCG. We've just come from there where India and Pakistan played, also at the MCG. England and Ireland will be action-packed again. An MCG ground is certainly worth going to watch cricket at. So that's one of the games on today. Then we've got Victoria, Tasmania. Then we've got Australia played last night, where Australia won quite handsomely, 158 for 3, chasing down at the 6 for 157 that Sri Lanka had put down. So yeah, that was a rather emphatic win to show. But today we have. So we have the England versus Ireland match happening in Melbourne. We have Afghanistan versus New Zealand. Where's that been? That's a good 5 hours away, and that's been played in Melbourne as well. So the MCG will hold the first match, which will be again between England and Ireland, then head into a match between Afghanistan and New Zealand. But here in Australia, in Sydney, you have the matches which are tomorrow, which are the so-called, you could argue, blockbusters again. Not necessarily blockbusters, but Bangladesh are playing South Africa, followed by India versus Netherlands, which will be held at the Sydney Cricket Ground, which I will also be there for. Going out later on, in about an hour or so's time, we're going to be talking to Jeff Thompson on Rev Sports, which I've organised. And then on top of that, we're going to be going to do some pre-show discussions on the India-Netherlands match for tomorrow from the surrounds of the Opera House Harbour Bridge with Sanjay, Amit, Borea, myself, and Devashish Singh. So yeah, from people, Rev Sports, Extra Time, TV9, I think it's called. It's Marathi, one of the other languages there. We've got the Hindi channels as well. So there's quite a few Indian people getting together to talk about that match. But England, I guess Ireland, you have to say England are firm favourites, despite misfiring the top 4. Okay, well, that's pretty heavy criticism, although they're going fantastically well. Dockrell, who played against Sri Lanka despite COVID, continues to train in isolation for the border group. That's one point that's been brought up. Teams recalibrate plans as MCG turns into pace paradise. Some interesting commentary there. And obviously, Stoinis' innings last night smashes some 59 runs, super fast 59, to give Australia his first win against Sri Lanka, which was, a pretty impressive result, despite the debacle that was the previous match between New Zealand and Australia, where Australia got thumped. So looking at from the table perspective, it's really early stages, but New Zealand and England are on top, having won their games. Sri Lanka, Australia, then followed in Afghanistan and Ireland. Today's match is between England and Ireland, which is second versus sixth in their group, Group 1. Group 2, Bangladesh and India both won their matches. South Africa and Zimbabwe have only got 1 point. And Pakistan and Netherlands lost their games. And with India playing the Netherlands next, I think we'll see the end of Netherlands very quickly. Yeah, so the summary. So action is back in the MCG, as I said. After the Pakistan match, this match between England and Ireland will be an intriguing affair. You'd think England should categorically thump them. But yeah, Ireland are a bit of a surprise packet. And then they might come out. So the pitch is not as batter friendly as they would like it to be. So I guess that's an issue in itself. But I am waiting for the teams to be selected. I'll have to wait for that to happen. I meant to have David Gray, but in England at the moment it is something like 2 in the morning. So it's 4:10 in the morning. Which, you know, I have to respect that he wouldn't be out. The analytics is quite interesting, being that backdrop as to why this is going on. I'm not getting any with the reception though. Analytics is always an interesting component of what we're talking about. So let's have a look. So, yep. Come in. I've got Sanjay joining. I'm actually. Are you getting ready?
No. We want to. You have dish?
Yeah, just go to the top. Well, I'm just live talking about England versus Ireland. So Sanjay, who's on TV9 on Marathi, correct?
Hindi too.
And Hindi as well. And Swahili, probably. Swahili? No. That's it. Oh my gosh, there he is. I can see up his nostrils there.
Okay. Namaste.
He does have a normal body. His body's not turned differently. It's okay. Yeah, so bring the food out here. You can bring the food out.
Can I serve now?
It's live.
Yeah, now. I serve you.
You can come out.
Okay.
I'm going to just get this. So England are more than likely going to keep the similar side they had in the first match. Ireland, whoever may make some changes, but then Ireland certainly in a great position up there. A great Paul Sterling there. He's an amazing player. A lot of time for him. A lot of time for him indeed. So he's certainly one player that I would have a lot of time for in terms of this. So with India having not practiced, India chose. Here we are. You're going to come and join?
Yeah, perfect.
That's okay. That's okay.
A little place for us.
Okay. So, can we grab the chair? We might actually try and get some. It's both on there. We're going to eat away. So the thing is, England. You would expect England to do a great job. There's a lot of rivalry between England and Ireland at the moment. That's my favourite.
Are you on dish?
No, it's okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Come and grab a chair. Come. Grab a chair. So we have here, we have basu. We have basu. Basu is a form of eggplant. And here we have it here. I'll split it. This is a form of eggplant. Can you see it? It's a form of eggplant. It's a rather nice, typical Thai. Are you coming?
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Why don't you come over here?
No. You. I finished my dining.
Okay. So we're gonna have something to. I'll show you. I'll go on the screen in a minute. But at the moment, we'll just go a little bit intimate there. So we have a game on today, which England and Ireland. What do you think, Sanjay? England and Ireland, they're
England now.
England are the top 14.
Okay.
Probably the top. They could well be top 10 of their pool too, if everything goes their way. This is one of the best curries. This
Yeah,
is the best.
you like this Thai curry.
My favorite.
You like Thai food too.
I like all food. I like doing this. I was going,
Ooh. Ooh.
oh, you're. Okay, be careful. Keep running. Yes, we're back here. Sorry, guys. It's just. It's Arab is best. I'm in Sydney. Yes, I'm in Sydney. Oops. I've got to try and get this working. So our Earth is big relief that because we got a win against Pakistan, but there's still a long way to go. So we'll still beat the easy sides like Netherlands and obviously other teams are in the pool. Zimbabwe's another one they got to beat. South Africa's a big. Well, the next match after the Netherlands match, which is tomorrow, should be a straightforward win, you would think. They move on to Perth and they play South Africa, which will be a very important match to get through that. They're pretty much done then. You know, Bangladesh and Adelaide. Moving on to Melbourne, will play Zimbabwe. India should be through. Now Pakistan, if they beat South Africa, they're through as well because South Africa had a draw against Netherlands, well, a washout, so to speak, and they will have to beat India and Pakistan have any chance, and they probably won't beat either of them. Yes, I'm back in Sydney, Roland, because we are about to have the Sydney match. And we'll probably go on to Perth on Friday. Not probably, definitely. Okay, so that's the plan. I'm just going to quickly get some food. You finished?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? This is beautiful. Middle of lunch, guys. You can put it in the bin. In the bin. Go. Okay. Here's some of Sydney. Certainly Sydney, where I've been here for a couple of days now. Monday we went to the Diwali festival during the day. We met up with Doug Waller's house in Carlingford. Went to Neil Harvey's place in St Ives. That night we had another Diwali function. So Harris Park for Diwali, Carlingford for Doug, St Ives for Neil Harvey. And then went from there. We went to what was a garbage bin? Garbage bin.
Okay.
Bring a chair here. Yeah. No. There's a bin just over the inside. What are they called? Left?
Yeah. All right.
So Norman, I'm now. Okay. So, yeah, we've been seeing Monday. Harris Park for Diwali. Doug Walls, Carlingford. Back on to St Ives and Neil Harvey. And we're back to Surrey Hills, the Solidarity for a Diwali dinner. Tuesday, we woke up. We went to Bronte. Had a cafe meal at Huxton's. Then we went down Chesterfield Parade to see Pat Cummins' house, into the Waverley Cemetery, saw Victor Trumper, and then we went from there on to Harold Larwood's cremated site in Kingsford. After that, we went to Bowral with the Bradman Museums, the homes, both 20 Glebe Street and 52 Shepherd Street. We also went around the town, enjoyed immensely, and then back at night. First to Marathon and Surrey Hills, and then on to a little place which is Masala Theory for nights. Went into there. All right, so that was our routine. We did another great show from there. Today, haven't a lot. I went to the SCG for the practice session of the Bangladesh team. I think Netherlands are there today as well. Probably South Africa. India decided not to train today. They're playing tomorrow. Today we have, and only about another 5 minutes, we have the match between England and Ireland, which will be of great interest. Great interest, I think. But no life signs there at all, so I'm not there. So, is there a chance of Cameron Green coming into the 11? Well, Sam, you would think that he should be somewhere in there, but they play pretty well, so they aren't leaving just yet. I may manage him later. Okay, so we've got the England-Ireland camp here. Cricket info verse 35 minutes, 5 minutes before the toss. Once we do the toss, we'll probably peel off and go and do a few things regarding. I'm going to have a quick shower and head off. So I always think Australia never used Stokes well, like England never used Stokes well. But Stokes and Stokes should open for the team. Well, everybody can open, so I don't know if that's necessarily the way that they look at it. So yeah, I don't think Stokes is going to open. Not in any hurry, unless they really need quick runs. Obviously, the New Zealand opener, Finn, he proved his worth, didn't he? Certainly did. But against the New Zealand's upcoming. So look at this squads. Yeah, so Finn Allen certainly did do it, but he's a top order batter this thing, so that's why he's there. Afghanistan, New Zealand. You'd think New Zealand's current form should beat them. So New Zealand are probably the threat at this stage for Australia and England, I would argue. Sri Lanka beating by Australia, Afghanistan versus New Zealand. It will follow the England-Ireland match today. Tomorrow, of course, is where Bangladesh plays South Africa and India play Netherlands. Looks at the schedule. Yeah, so as I said, England, Ireland, Afghanistan, New Zealand, Bangladesh, South Africa, India, Netherlands. Then on Friday, is it tomorrow or is it? No, it's tomorrow. So also at the same time, we've got Pakistan versus Zimbabwe playing over in Perth, I think it is. Important game for Pakistan. Friday, we'll see Afghanistan play Ireland. Something at the last position. And then on Friday as well, in Melbourne, Australia will play England. And then New Zealand plays Sri Lanka on Saturday, which is pretty important to both those teams. And Bangladesh will play Zimbabwe, a fairly low-level affair. Netherlands versus Pakistan. Netherlands should be beaten by Pakistan, you would think. You would think Pakistan would beat them quite handsomely. India versus South Africa, that's on Sunday as well. So the Netherlands-Pakistan match is actually is in Perth. Netherlands-Pakistan play before the India-South Africa match. In Australia versus Ireland on the Monday, that's to be held in Brisbane. Afghanistan versus Sri Lanka again in Brisbane. And then Tuesday, we've got Brisbane again, England versus New Zealand. Wednesday, Netherlands versus Zimbabwe. Wednesday again, this is both in Adelaide, Bangladesh versus India, which we'll be there for. So we're following Netherlands around, it looks like. We're doing everything what Netherlands is doing. And then Pakistan versus South Africa on Thursday, which will be held in Sydney. And then Friday, Ireland versus New Zealand in Adelaide. Also Friday, Australia versus Afghanistan in Adelaide. And then England versus Sri Lanka in Sydney on the 5th. Netherlands versus South Africa on the 6th actually. And then it'll be in Adelaide. Sunday's match, Bangladesh versus Pakistan, India versus Zimbabwe at Adelaide and then Melbourne respectively. That's the plan. So India and Zimbabwe played literally the last match on Sunday the 6th of November. And then you've got Wednesday the 9th and Thursday the 10th. Sydney is Wednesday the 9th and Adelaide is Thursday the 10th, which will be the two semi-finals. So India Zimbabwe, which is in Melbourne, will either go to Sydney or Adelaide to play their last match, or possibly semi-finalists if they in fact make it. On Sunday the 13th is the final. So that's how it will turn out. Going back to England, we're going to quickly try and find some sort of, this should be about time that they pick the teams. So Vince and Billings are back. I'm not sure we're in the thick of the T20 now, but England have named their 15-man squad for the ODIs. Okay, that's the ODIs, 50 over, and James Vince and Sam Billings are in that, so that's okay. That's not really going to affect this T20 World Cup at all. So England have had basically 4 wins with a no result mixed in there for the 5th match. Ireland have had 3 wins and 2 losses, so they've had a fair degree of success. Let's see if we can get something going here regarding this match. Let's see what's going on. Hoping to see David Gray, but it's way too early today, so I'm not going to expect him to be here. Way too early. Just waiting on some sort of movement there on that. Just waiting on some sort of movement there on that. Just waiting on some sort of movement there on that. All right, let's see if we can get something going here. Okay, see we're getting any, not getting any update on the situation with the toss. Actually, we do have a toss. Josh Butler and Andy Balbirnie are out there. England win the toss and bowl first. There we go. There's the first movement of the day, and it's to do with England and Ireland. So Josh Butler and Andy Balbirnie are out in the middle, and England have won the toss and they're elected to bowl first. I would only assume that they're going to keep the same sides, especially both sides are in a pretty good position in the competition, so you would argue that it won't change too much. I was hoping to get David Graham here. We might get a bit later in some commentary. Not getting the selections. I should be pretty soon to show the selections. I think. Direct hits with me, Sam Hislop. Not getting any image there that we can use. Might be a bit of television coverage soon. We'll see that while we're talking.
For Simpson, go well today. Thank you. England then have won the toss and they will bowl first. Yeah. Is it a surprise, Jess, and that's what you're saying, and Shane Watson that they would bowl first?
No, not at all. Not with the way the weather is at the moment, but more importantly, the wicket. The wicket's definitely going to have something in it for the fast bowlers in particular. And
there we go. We just got something in for the fast bowlers.
T20 Nationals is so strong. 8 out of 9 teams have won chasing. And also, Ireland don't chase that well. They haven't won a game chasing in T20 World Cups. So those statistics alone, let alone the wicket, you can see why they did what they did.
I guess that's a lot of pressure off. And as far as winning the toss first, that's what you want to do.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
A lot of pressure off with the toss going the right way first up for England.
Yeah, I don't think England are that bothered, really. They're trying to treat every game individually, otherwise they would have rested their bowlers for the Australia game coming up on Friday. They realise Ireland, remember, go back to 2011, although a different format, 50 over World Cup. Ireland can turn over any side, especially this England side. So England are completely focused on this game. Let Friday look after itself. Cannot be thinking too far ahead. You can't worry about the toss too much. Just win the game, play the conditions. But I do think it suits England having a chase.
Okay, let's have a look at these two teams then. And Shane, you can be honorary Irish.
So here we've got Balbirnie and Sterling left the batting in Boston's 2 measures. Tucker in the first drop. It's Balbirnie. Paul Sterling is up there with the best left in the world. Tector, Camphor, Dockwell, and Delaney are the next players on the side. So there we are. Tector, Camphor, Dockwell, and Delaney. Adair, Hand, McCarthy, and Jason Little is a good bowler, good seam bowler. So there we are. There's the 11. So Balbirnie, Sterling, Tucker, Tector, Camphor, Dockwell, Delaney, Adair, Hand, McCarthy, and Little. And then the England side, which is almost dangerous itself these days. Butler, Hales, Milan. Your top three hasn't changed. Followed by Stokes, Harry Brook, Moen, Ali, and Livingston. That's a damn solid side. Sam Curran, Wokes, Rashid, and Wood. So they've gone with Wokes and Wood to open the bowling. I'll imagine or maybe Curran and Rashid with Ali. So they've got, and Livingston can bowl a bit as well. So there's got a fair choice of bowlers and players there. You'd think this would be a pretty good game to play for the both sides, but I think England are more likely to be confident of winning. Ireland have lost, so haven't actually done very well chasing. We've heard actually there has been a change. Fionn Hand comes from Semi Singh. So he's changed. So Andy Byrne and the talks and they've both said the following: with the rain about. Chasing would be easy, but we want to get put runs on board. The message has been to be clear with our plans. We played a warm-up game and want to adapt today. You always hope I play it the other night. Fiona Ham here. So Josh Butler, the weather plays into the decision quite a bit. Since Perth, we're focused on Ireland. Lots of these grounds in Australia are big. There we go. I'll just go through the size of it, but we actually have already gone through it. Pitch looks quite sort of grainy, tingy, quite a bouncy. It looks bouncy to me. Looks like they're pretty happy, the old Irish. Had a pretty good run into the whole series. They should be very happy indeed, actually, without a doubt. So, trying to find something that shows Ireland versus Wales. Ireland versus Wales, like England, I should say. Just updating that for you. Island flag and England flag. Two very impressive flags. Lots of history. So it's the 20th match, which is now, look at the overall. It's going to get a hold of a few things. Joshua Little, who was a pretty good bowler, minimum in the ground over at Amrick Pearson at Coogee Oval, isn't it, up the road here? He was getting ready to play. Harry Tector looks like quite a handsome young devil. Interesting to see how they go. We're not getting very far as the game's starting now, of course. Ireland, they've had a pretty good run for this. Having qualified now, onwards and upwards, is certainly the way to look at it. Hoping for an upset as Don 007. I don't think there'll be one. It'll be exciting if there was, but I don't think so. So look here. No evidence of any great number of people watching. Lorcan Tucker there is the other person. So we'll get ready. All right. No sign of anything here yet. Pretty sure this is live. Shane Watson as a ball stealing. He can hit a ball. He's a very good player. We've got plenty of leprechauns there. Oh, God. It's one of the best soaps. No. Mark Wood. It's fearsome. Absolutely fearsome. all the talk will be around how much England will win by, I think. Not about how much Ireland will be. You would think that Ireland would be able to cause a bit of an upset. It'd be nice if they could. It doesn't look like it though. Well, Markwood certainly is the key for a very speedy victory here. For the national anthems of both countries. Better get some of these pointers going here. If we want to get everything charged up, we'll be in real trouble. My iPad is. Put my iPad as well. Get rid of this jacket. With a key. Here we are. Also, let's have some of the stats, shall we? Get that there. Fastest delivery is Markwood, Lockie Ferguson 151, Harris Crab 151, and Norge is Nokia 148. So he's right up there. Just check on the. When you look at the situation with stats for T20 batsmen, all records. I need to go back there. T20 internationals. Batting records. And people haven't been talking about this enough, and I think they should. Most runs in a career for a batsman in T20 cricket. Virat Kohli is now on top of the list. He has 3,794 runs. He's gone past Rohit Sharma, who's on 3,741. So he's at 34 50s with a 100. Still the most 50s ever. So Virat Kohli's number one, having played 110 matches. 3,794. Then goes Rohit Sharma on 143 matches, 3,741. Guptill has still got third spot, wrapped up in 3,531 after 122. Then you have Babar Azam in fourth spot with 3,231 after 93. Paul Sterling, who's playing today, is on 3,119. He's actually fifth, with Finch and Warner following through beyond that. Hafiz Rizwan's well up there on Morgan. Shot Malik, and then Josh Butler, who's playing today, is on 2,395 after 99 matches. So he'll play his 100th in the next match, and he's already fast approaching 2,395. So there you have it. There's the current state of play. I think we really should. It's a great little graphic, actually. It's a great graphic. It's just, should print that, or at least post that. Beyond that, we've got no fours. So both Kohli and Rohit have hit 337 fours. Sterling scored 355, as a matter of fact, and even Azam scored more fours, 342. No, pretty impressive numbers there. Paul Sterling has hit more fours and more sixes than Coley, but not Sharma. He's hit more sixes. You got Cubs will hit more sixes. Bubba Sum's only hit 50 sixes. Well behind, but he scored 342 fours. And he's currently fourth. That's an interesting little start. I think that's really worth posting. I'm going to post that. Brad Coley and an ad. 10 to 3 my time, 3:30. Let's put that up there. So most runs in the T20 format. Quite an impressive little list. Certainly is. Hi, Simon Koschek here. I'm at the Sydney. One, two, three. Let me actually put that on pin mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting much in the way. Oh, yeah, Ireland look, they're walking out the middle now, as we can see on the camera. Not much of a crowd, to be not full at all. Not full at all. It's a little tad disappointing. England was supposed to do very well, of course. We'll have a shower. All right, so how are we going there, totals wise? We seem to be holding up okay. The ground looks absolutely bloody empty. I'll have you know that's absolutely barbarian. Sterling, Tucker, Tech Comfort, Dockrell, Delaney, Adair, Hand, McCarthy, Little. And that's the Ireland team. And I'll tell you what, the stands are bloody empty. This place is abysmally underutilised. We're all worried about ticketing. Well, I'm afraid shouldn't be a problem. Butler, Hales, Milan, Stokes, Brook, Ali, Livingston, Curran, Wokes, Rashid, Wood. They can almost back down to 10 there and bowl 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bowlers. Remarkable. At this point in time, Group 1, the Super 12, New Zealand and England are on 2 points, having won, and they got the better run rates. And you got Sri Lanka followed by Australia, who's got minus 1.56, and then you got Afghanistan and Ireland having not won one yet, both playing. Well, Ireland's playing now, and Afghanistan's playing later. Paul Sterling, who's going to be going out to bat. I'd like to see a bit of his play. Jeff Thompson will be interviewed by Brian Majunda at 3:30 my time. It's another 36 minutes away. Looking pretty much like there's not much going on there. In that Group 2, Bangladesh and India are both having won. South Africa and Zimbabwe have both lost. Pakistan, Netherlands have also, well, South Africa and Zimbabwe had a draw. Did they have a draw? I thought it was South Africa versus Netherlands. I think it was Zimbabwe. So they still have to play the Netherlands. But they have had a draw against the side, which should be an easy beat. Arun Singh, hang on. Happy Diwali to you too. Will he be heading for the MCG for Australia versus England? No, I'm not. I'm actually heading to Perth to watch India play against South Africa, which I would prefer to go see Australia versus England for sure, but it's not going to happen. So that's the way it is. We're following India around. That's our main thing to follow. We're following all games though on all channels. So there's Virat Kohli's replay of his innings. Hitting the ball out of the park frequently, driving up his sleeve, and then hitting this amazing straight drive up and hit a full toss out of the ground, and happily is there celebrating. Compared to the 100,000 people there for the game between India and Pakistan, Pakistan went 8 for 159 and India was 6 for 160. With Virat Kohli's 82 off 53 deliveries being a standout. Now we've got players going. There are absolutely no people there at this game. Absolutely poorly attended. MCG would be barely a few thousand full. Very disappointing indeed with Ireland going up to bat. In a way that really is disappointing. I better make sure I don't cover myself here. There. Let's throw a bit of an ad break in here, guys. So let's just play that for a minute. There you go. That's my intro video I haven't set. Normally costing here from Eyes on Grid. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do one intro video I haven't set. Let's do it again so I can see it actually happen live. That'll be fun for me. Ready? Let's do it again so I can see it actually happen live. That'll be fun for me. I'm watching it, guys. You on there chanting the national anthem? Ready? Let's do it again. Oh. So we're going to go soon. I'm going to have a quick shower, and then we're going to go to listen to Jeff Thompson give his interview done, all right?
Yeah.
Or you want to stay here?
Oh, I come with you.
Is that the right size? No, is it? Okay. Okay, the Irish anthem is being recited there. Yeah. Players are getting ready to go out. Paulson, I'm interested to see him bat for a short while. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That's good. I'm happy with that. A live preview here. Look at the comments. Oops. Oh no, I'm not going to comment. Yeah. There we have it. Chris Jordan, Sam Curran are all there with Butler and Mo and Ali. And Chris Jordan's playing actually. Looking at the sights of Melbourne. We've just been there, of course, and that was quite presentable. Anyone want to make comment as to who thinks it's going to win? It'd be nice to have some commentary about who would win. So, Pandya Sharma preview of the ICC T20 World Cup. That one there. MCGs. We've just come from there. We've been there for a few days. We're now in Sydney, waiting for tomorrow's India versus Netherlands matches. Well, Bangladesh playing South Africa. We'll see different games there. Quite impressive. What does Australia need to win this one for? They have to win every game now, I think. They've lost a big game against New Zealand. They're going to win every game and win it handsomely. MCG was just massive. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. All right, guys, we're going to come back a little bit later. The game's about to start. Well, after this, we'll see the start of it. Matt Page is that key curator there at MCG. What has he got to say?
And obviously, being a short format tournament, you want to see runs scored. So, we're looking to provide pitches that the ball is coming on and batters can score, all round the park.
This is one of those stadiums where you can come and sit next to someone who supports the opposite team or the opposite country, and there'll be nothing but friendly banter. It's very, very unique in that regard, and the people who come here are very respectful of each other.
100,000 when the place is packed, the atmosphere is nothing like I've ever experienced anywhere else in the world. So, look, fantastic stadium, fantastic place, and I'm unbelievably lucky to do what I do.
Well, the stadium capacity is 100,024, so that's our capacity. And then on top of that, though, we would have probably anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 staff supporting that. Now we've got the Shane Warne stand behind us, which opened in 1992, and then this whole northern side, which is made up of three stands, opened between 2004 and 2006. So there's been a lot of changes here. Virtually the stadium has been rebuilt several times on exactly the same site. So there's a lot of work has gone into what you now see today.
MCG is an impressive venue. There's no doubt about that at all. I took my hat off to the venue. but it just lacks to me. It lacks
So
that
confirmation
older
that,
age in terms of the
start time
structures.
will be 3:50.
Still got, we haven't get started yet.
Now, just,
We've still
a
got
little bit of drizzle before
all the equipment on the ground, so that was actually started properly.
Song, but it seems to have cleared now. The white sheet has been removed. It's just up to the ground step now to get rid of the Hessian mat, and we should be good to go. So England's fixtures.
So England have won the first match by 5 wickets against Afghanistan. That Ireland, England, Melbourne. They're playing England, Australia, Melbourne. Then they're playing Brisbane versus New Zealand. They win that.
I think the atmosphere will be rather different than it is today. And then down to Brisbane, where they take on New Zealand and finish off against Sri Lanka in Sydney, when they'll come up against Chris Silverwood, who coached England in the most recent Ashes series this time last year.
Melbourne's in the video.
Ireland got through to the Super 12s with an excellent victory.
Sri Lanka won by 9 against Ireland, which is unfortunate. Ireland are playing England today. Afghanistan playing with in Melbourne. Australia, Ireland versus Brisbane, and Ireland, New Zealand on the 4th. Which we'll get to see then because I'm watching the India versus Zimbabwe race.
In Adelaide.
Players still not yet out the front.
Always a bit of edge when Ireland take on England. These neighbours. It's a friendly rivalry, but a keen one.
To play England at the MCG would be a massive game, and to come on the right side like
Curtis Camphor.
I think if we put our performances together, we showed that we can beat top teams like the West Indies. So hopefully we can just get out there, enjoy the moment, and just execute.
They're obviously another very good team. Every team here
It seems to me
a very strong team. Obviously, they've got match winners in that team that are very important players for them, and hopefully tomorrow we can play against them as well as we did the other night, and hopefully another good performance.
what a rivalry between these two.
Yeah, it's obviously an amazing stadium. Lots of guys have played here before. We saw the India versus Pakistan game the other evening, which was an amazing game. The crowd was fantastic, and it's one of the best stadiums to play in the world. So we're really excited, and we haven't had a look at the surface just yet, but I'm sure it'll be another good pitch and hopefully another good game.
I think the ground dimensions are a lot different in Hobart. It's long, straight, and a little bit shorter square.
The Keeley bats are very good English stuff. So
Straight.
that's about that I've
guys
actually got.
might come into play now with their different game plans. Obviously the wickets play a little bit differently. It's a bit more bouncy here, whereas in Hobart it kind of just a little bit skinnier. So hopefully we can just execute there and kind of assess our plans and go from there. Obviously the rain's been around a bit, so it's been a lot of analysis and a lot of mental prep. Boys got up today, and the sun's a little bit shining now as we speak, so that's a bit nice to get a bit of warmth and away from Hobart. But I think when you get into tournament cricket, it's all about kind of just preparing as much as you can, and the months we did up leading towards this has kind of prepared us enough.
Yeah, the mood's very good. Obviously we played some good cricket leading into the World Cup, so the guys are really confident. The buzz in the group is very good. There's a lot of energy, a lot of
Well, we'll go through that England side
we're
one
really
last time.
excited to be here in Melbourne. We've got two big games Wednesday and Friday, so that's going to be really important. And hopefully we can keep enjoying it.
Listen, they're all match winners in their own rights, to be fair. So for us, really, it's just about kind of giving ourselves options to each bowler and each batter. I think from there on, whatever happens on the day happens. We go plan A, plan B, plan C, and hopefully we don't need a plan C.
were just about ready to go. The sheets had been removed, the Hessian mat had been removed, and then just as the stumps were about to be put in place, the rain started to fall again. So
Tobias?
the sheets and the mat.
Yeah, what's wrong?
And, not good news.
Okay, all right. Okay.
One of the reasons.
Yeah, but
okay,
all right. So I'll see what I can do. Okay, as quick as I can. Okay.
First, with a slightly iffy forecast, England like to chase anyway. Ireland would have done exactly the same thing. That's the case now. Being patient and hoping the rain.
Let's go.
Soon. I'm gonna have a quick
This
shower.
game underway.
Okay.
See that the rain's not falling that heavily. The players happy to stand out in it around where the dugout area.
No, it's England versus Ireland. Watched out. England will focus huge. If I see a problem, well, I'm having a huge problem. The answer is what I will say.
Stops. But, until it does, he will take. He will go off there and come back with better news hopefully soon.
Yeah, so we're going to go be back in the second Masters.
The internet is a strange place. Who knows what we'll be watching next? Cat videos, court dramas with cats in them.
How does your client plead?
Oh. But no matter how strange things get, Foxtel Broadband has your back. Plus, it's reliable, so you know you're in a safe pair of hands. Unlike this guy. Foxtel Broadband. Fast, affordable, reliable broadband for whatever we're watching next.
Yesterday I could barely walk. Today I've become something. Superhuman.
Bring the cinema experience home. We've got a good thing going here. Foxtel movies. On demand.
Yeah. Let me have a.
Come on in. Sailor. Oh boy. I'm rinsing Norman now. To get Surrey versus England. Yeah, they will. It's going to be a very interesting time to see what happens actually. Horrible having to wait for this match to start.
Yesterday I could barely walk. Today I've become something. Superhuman.
Game's been delayed, guys, so we'll be back in a second.
Bring the cinema experience home. We've got a good thing going here. Foxtel movies. Watch on demand.
Feelings in fashion. Best attack. We're the biggest hitters. We have guns in the field. Here come the chefs.
With every game of the WBBL and no breaks to play, you won't miss a thing on Fox Cricket.
Sterling, Brian Lara goes after it, just a bit of whip there from Craig McDermott. It was enough. The outfield, despite the rain, still quite fast. Gap there between the second slip and the gully, and there's no third man.
Straight then. And Lara summed up these conditions perfectly. Knows exactly what he can get away with.
Oh, what a good shot. Beautifully timed. He has played extremely well through the offside, but a couple of his onside shots have been excellent. That brings up a terrific 50 for Brian Lara.
Shot. I need to run for that. There's a big input point on the offside. Brian Lara times this perfectly. Yeah. And it is a great moment. He's a very, very good young player. Much appreciated by his teammates, and I can guarantee you, as mentioned, there will be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people around the Caribbean who will be delighted by Lara has made his first test match century.
Great placement there.
It's time to race in MotoGP. Look at that. That is an absolute jaw-dropper. The Formula. It's the absolute classic Tour de Control on the inside. It's sensational. That's why we love Jack Miller. That's why we love MotoGP.
Who took the first over actually in England's opening encounter in Perth against Afghanistan. They try and get Stokes to sneak an over in at the start before Mark Wood comes thundering in. Paul Sterling found some form against West Indies in that fantastic victory for Ireland that took them into the Super 12 stage. And he's a very dangerous customer, of course, well known for the England team for all his exploits in county cricket over the years, and Andrew Balbirnie looking to find some form here today. Shane, you've been sat there patiently saying nothing for about the last 3 minutes while I've been waffling on. Very nice to see you.
It's great to be here, Athens. You are a master, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a great tactic from England to be able to get Stokes to be able to bowl this first over. It is a great over to bowl. As a swing bowler in particular, the greatest chance for him to be able to make the most of the skill that he does have, swinging the ball both ways on a fresh wicket, and also being able to not just get through one over to wait for Mark Wood and blokes to be able to come in, but it's also the ability to be able to try and get a breakthrough as well, get the main man Paul Sterling.
Yeah, well, the pitch here the other evening when Pakistan played India had some pace, and this looks a similar natured surface as well. Quite a bit of high green grass on the pitch. Probably why Ireland have made that one change, bringing in the extra seamer for a spinner. England have got plenty of bowling options, and in the same team from that game down in Perth, so lots of pace options and spin as well, and they bat very deep, looking a well-balanced side. Sterling slicing away over backward point. The late game last night for Australia, did you catch up with much of it or not?
Yeah, stayed up as late as I possibly could with the time difference here in Melbourne. It was a great game from Australia, that's for sure, to be able to get themselves back on track. You can see on this wicket here in Melbourne, there is quite a bit of moisture in this wicket. There's a lot of live grass. The ball is going to tennis ball and just sit up in the wicket a bit more. So the cross-bat shots, the ball just back of length is going to be where the batsman will be able to score a bit more freely.
Balbirnie gets his account up and running, just steering it away backward. A point for a couple. There's just a hint of movement there for Ben Stokes.
here at MCG. It is a fresh wicket. Normally T20 cricket in particular and one-day cricket is played in January where it's dried out a little bit, so there is quite a bit of moisture in the surface. There's going to be a little bit of movement, a little bit of tennis ball bounce as well, so it's going to be hard to really feel like you can get through the line of the ball confidently. Wicket actually looked for me like a bit of a test match on day 1 or day 2 wicket with a little bit more of a thatchy green grass at the top of on the surface, which means when the ball's a bit full, you just don't have confidence to be able to really hit through the line of the ball. Again, you're waiting for the ball to just be able to be a little bit back of length. So Ben Stokes has to just feel that length a little bit fuller to feel in the game a bit more.
Just about there. That's the first time he's just pushed it up on a fullish length. And there was just a hint of movement. This is why they like to give Stokes the first over sometimes, because if there's going to be any swing, he will find it.
As a bowler bowling the first over, you've got a little bit more room for error because the batsmen aren't always going really hard in that first over. They're a little bit more circumspect, assessing the conditions a little bit more. So got a little more room for error. First over down, 3 for none for Ireland. Stokes didn't exactly get every ball perfectly during that over, but because the batsmen are just really assessing the conditions, seeing if the ball's going to bounce, if it's going to seam, what pace the wicket is, it means they got away with a couple of shorter balls. Want to drill a wicket straight up rather than punish it a little bit more. The moisture in the wicket's going to be challenging as well with the front line.
Chris Woakes is the kind of bowler that can exploit these conditions. Got a fantastic record, of course, in the longer format of the game at home in England when you'd be used to bowling.
You're not giving the bowler a little bit of leeway there.
Right, game started. Thanks to Ireland. 1 for 8. A bit of movement going on.
That's the kind of character. Slightly odd-looking surface at the moment. There's a bit of movement in the air. That one really zipped off the pitch. We saw plenty of pace in this surface the other night when India and Pakistan were here.
All right, guys. Game started. See you soon again. And I think England will win. Take care.